first bit of filming we've done in about a week, I think. For the last week we've actually been visiting family and friends from New Zealand who are over here. The first place we stayed at was just outside of Oxford, and cousins of Neil's actually are working on a manor there, so we didn't take any photos of that because it was private property, but we did some really nice country walks and we went around the villages there, so I've got some stills of that. And then last night we caught up with some other friends from New Zealand at another lovely country pub, more country walks, so I'll put in some photos of that as well.
And how's the motorhome faring in all this?
Motorhome's really good actually, yep. Everything's working, good places to stay. We actually had a break from it for 2 days while we were just out of Oxford, so we got to sleep in a bed and that was kind of cool.
But the motorhome has to go and have some more...
It's got a little bit more warranty work to get done before we put it on the boat, just something with the electronics. Nothing major, just involves our fridge working properly. So yeah, that's next on the list.
And welcome to Devizes. We came here because of the canal boats, the locks. This is the biggest lock complex in England. I think there are 16 locks in succession, so there's a lot of action, all happening in slow motion. And we get to talk to the boat operators. There are dogs floating around, everybody's out. It's a lovely way to spend a Saturday afternoon in Wiltshire.
It's always really busy on Saturday morning.
So I think we're going to be spending the night here. If you look over there in the car park, that's going to be home for the next 24 hours. And in a moment, Renee will show you all the locks, and we'll try and show you what we mean by having 16 locks in succession. I was talking to one of the boat operators before, and he was saying it takes about 3 or 4 hours to go from one end to the other, and depending on how busy it is. But it all happens nicely in slow motion. They get out and they wind them up and open them up, and off they go. We'll try and capture some of that on film.
So Neil felt the need to join in and help.
And both sides? Yeah.
How heavy is it?
It's a bit like a scrub.
Just been meandering down the towpath here. England is a great place if you like walking. In the countryside they have this right to roam, so when we've been on our country walks there's footpaths everywhere and you get to see a whole lot of the countryside. You can walk through farms where the footpaths are. It's really, really good. And here the canals are brilliant because they're flat, and back in the day before the canal boats had engines they were towed by horses, so you get these great towpaths to walk along.
Say it's flat. This particular segment is not really flat, is it?
Yeah, well, it's kind of flat by our standards. It's got a slight sort of step thing to it, which is why they've got the locks so the boats can go up and down, but you're not talking hills.
And we love the hedgerows here. They seem to be full of wildlife, little creatures, little critters, and blackberries. I've never seen so many blackberries in my life. I don't think anyone sprays them, and so many people walk past them and they don't get picked, but
we do.
Good eating.
Stratford-on-Avon. We actually have a Stratford not far from us back home in New Zealand. It's famous really as the birthplace of Neil and also my parents and grandparents, and nearly every street in our Stratford is actually named after a Shakespeare character, but other than that there is no similarity. So behind me is Shakespeare's birthplace. We're going to have a look at that and then we're going to go and check out where he was buried.
Behind me is the Holy Trinity Church. This is where Shakespeare is laid to rest, and we hope when the service is finished we can pop in and have a look. But Sunday in Stratford turns out is quite a busy place. There's a market with lots going on. There seems to be a dragon boat race or two, some sort of regatta, and a lot of tourists around, so a place to be on a Sunday morning.
We're here in the chancel at Holy Trinity Church, and this is where Shakespeare is buried. So there's a little blue plaque down there, and he is 3 feet under that, wrapped in cloth and buried with his wife.